here at Cycleland Speedway, and we are ready to go for night number 1 of the 2023 Ed Brown Classic. I'm excited to get to it. We're going to start the night with qualifying like normal. This is going to be a 100% normal show, minus the trophy dashes. So I'm going to try to accumulate as much points as possible tonight, and go so we can be locked into the dash going into tomorrow night. But super excited to get to it. We're going to have the 250 and the Y on tap tonight, and yeah, I'm really excited. Should be a pretty fun weekend. It's definitely very hot, which kind of takes a little bit of the fun out of it, but we're ready to rip and ready to go start off our night with qualifying. Officially underway, and not in the best way, but we finished up qualifying. We ended up 9th in 250. We're all right. The car was good. We're gonna go ahead and give it another gear, but overall, I mean, we ran decent laps. I was just too far off the bottom. I needed to be like 1 car length off the bottom, and instead I was about like 3. So I needed to be more on the bottom, but overall, I mean, 9th, not too bad. But the OI, we unfortunately had motor problems. So the motor it was running for like, it ran full on for a lap, and then it just kind of stopped. It bogged down and wasn't even giving it half throttle, like less than half throttle. I was full throttle, and just wouldn't go. And my dad told me to shut it off, so I shut it off. It was just blowing a lot of smoke and just, you know, was having problems. So we're switching it right now, switching off to a 2-stroke. So we're running a 2-stroke for the first time. But we're just gonna have to figure it out as fast as possible and try to get all of our stuff together before heat races. But 50 heat's gonna be up next, and then we'll have the OI heat to follow. well, heat race is complete. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get the OI motor on in time to go run the OI heat. We got it on and already, and unfortunately the motor just didn't have enough compression, and it had no compression in order, so it wouldn't start, and it certainly wouldn't run. So unfortunately we didn't make it out for that heat, but the 250 heat went well. We started on the outside pole and led all the laps. We had a lot of yellows. We had lots of yellows, and we even had a red flag, which I wasn't really looking forward to, but overall, I mean, we were good in our restarts. The first 2 restarts, I mean, I was all right. I think I was just hanging on at that point, and then eventually I moved to the bottom, and I got a really good restart and ran the bottom the rest of the way, and we were really fast down there, and happy with how our 250 car is going so far. So we're gonna have the 250 main and then the OI main. We're gonna do our best. My crew guys are working really hard, so big thanks to them. But we're gonna do our best to get the OI motor put on and ready to rip for the main. But as far as the 250 goes, we're all set and ready to rip in the main. So want to do well in the main, and like I said, to try to accumulate as much points as possible. And then as far as the OI goes, we're just trying to get laps in before tomorrow's main. Anyways, main events are gonna be up next. We're gonna be having the 250 main and the OI main to follow. we are just starting to unload the cars for night number 2 here at Cycleland Speedway, but just going off a recap of night 1, night 1 was just a rough night for us overall. I mean, it definitely had its ups and downs, but overall it's just a really chaotic and crazy night. We started off the night rough after qualifying with the OI motor blowing. That led us to have to run the 2-stroke for the very first time. And the 2-stroke and the 4-stroke definitely have a lot of difference. The 2-stroke has a lot of more power and it's harder to control. So you have to have more throttle control. So that was definitely, I definitely really had to, adjust and, get used to it. But unfortunately, with the OI car, we didn't get to run a whole lot of laps in the main with the carburetor falling off. We were good, and then we were running somewhere in the back just because we started there, and those were my first laps in the 2-stroke because we couldn't get the motor on in time to make it out for the heat. So those were my first laps, and we were doing all right. We were we were towards the back somewhere, like in 7th or something, 8th. And then my carburetor fell off once. They got it put back on, but then when I went back out, I did a couple more laps, like 3 more laps, and then it fell off again, unfortunately. So we ended up finishing 9th in that class, I believe. But overall, I mean, nothing we could have done about it. We didn't get to run very many laps with the carburetor falling off. So for the 250, we were alright. We were good all night. I mean, we struggled a little bit in qualifying, but we weren't bad. We weren't bad, but we weren't good. We were just kind of mediocre. So then we started on the outside pole for the heat, won the heat. I was good in the heat race, but I was a lot better when I ran the bottom. My car was good down there, and my motor was really good down there. I had a lot of pull off the bottom. So we ended up starting 4th in the feature, and I was excited for that. I was like, hey, top 5 finish, just a good solid finish to accumulate some points, but we just kind of fell back. I was alright. My car was alright. I feel like it could have been better, but it wasn't bad. We're gonna make a couple adjustments for tonight's dash because we were able to lock into the dash for the 250 class. We're 5th in points, so we are locked into the dash. But overall, I mean, in the main, we started 4th, and we just didn't have enough. I kind of was getting past and ended up falling back to a 7th place finish, unfortunately. And I was hitting the chip too much, and I was also I just didn't feel 100%. My stuff was fine, and I was running laps fine in the front a little bit, but I just wasn't fast enough, and we're hoping to be a little bit better in that class tonight. But anyways, night 1 is complete, and we're pretty solid in the one class that we were able to gain points in. As far as the OI comes, we have a little bit of a comeback to do, but I'll see you guys in the next video. Lights out.